What's up, guys? My name is Pete, and I'd like to welcome you to another edition of Phipps Tips. In today's episode, we're going to take a look at the overall market. We're going to check out its top performers. We'll have a look at the day's biggest winners and its biggest losers. Got a couple of news articles today. IBM, is it better than Bitcoin? Will it beat Bitcoin? Some people think it will. And Tron TRX founder Justin Sun puts Ethereum and Vitalik Buterin on blast. We'll find out what's up with that. All that and a little bit of technical analysis on the king, which is Bitcoin, coming up. Don't move a muscle. We are on CoinMarketCap.com, guys, with the market cap coming in at $327.9 billion, with a 24-hour trading volume of $15 billion, and Bitcoin dominance rolling in at 38.7%. Of our top five today, guys, we got Bitcoin down 1.87%, Ethereum down 2.10%, Ripple down 1.14%, Bitcoin Cash down nearly 2.5%, and EOS down 3.61%. Movers and shakers versus Bitcoin today, guys. We have Theta Token still doing awesome things, up 12.62%. Kyber Network up 7.5%. H-Share up 6.60% against Bitcoin. GX Chain up 5.88%, and IOTA up 5.2% against Bitcoin, guys. That's some good stuff there. Our top gainers and losers for the day. Wink coming in at number one at 219.25% on the day. IOTEX up 127.20%. One World up 63.37%. Ucash up 62.5%, and Block CDN up 60.19%. Our biggest losers of the day, guys, we've got PowerCoin down 62.78%, Quasar Coin down 43.88%, Transcodium down 37.5%, Authorship down 36.83%, and Renium down 36.66%. So there you have our today's biggest winners and our biggest losers, guys. We're going to move on to these news articles real quick. Stay right there. IBM will beat Bitcoin. IBM is a better bet than Bitcoin on blockchain and holds stronger promise to change the world. And that makes IBM a better long-term investment than the digital currency. Investors chasing after Bitcoin as its price gyrates, hoping that they'll find other investors to sell at a higher price, are confusing something. The promise of the technology behind Bitcoin, as opposed to the promise of Bitcoin as an alternative form of money. Without doubt, the technology behind Bitcoin, called blockchain, has the potential to change capitalism by bringing efficiency, transparency, and accurate recording to everyday transactions. Bitcoin as an alternative to national currencies has the potential to change capitalism too, by democratizing transactions, eliminating corruption, and shifting power from central and commercial banks back to the people. That's why I have called it people's currency in previous pieces here. That is the author stating that, guys. The trouble is that both promises are expected to face stiff opposition from economic elites. Using blockchain technology to fight corruption, which holds most emerging economies back from becoming developed, is expected to face the opposition of local elites that benefit from the corruption. And the use of Bitcoin as an alternative to national currencies is already facing stiff resistance by central banks and commercial banks. The bad news for Bitcoin investors, as banks can find ways to slow down the demand for Bitcoin, taming any further price gains and occasionally crushing it, as the Chinese government did last September, Then there's another more fundamental problem. Bitcoin can be used to create other cryptocurrencies that compete against Bitcoin, and has already done so, like Ethereum, Litecoin, and Ripple, just to mention a few. That's bad news for Bitcoin investors too. A larger supply of cryptocurrencies could eventually crush Bitcoin prices for good, the way a larger supply of different varieties of tulips crushed tulip prices back in the 17th century. Simply put, the technology that created Bitcoin will eventually undermine it. That isn't the case for companies that are leaders in blockchain technology, IBM being one of them. Yes, IBM can beat Bitcoin and Fortune 100 clients that utilize centralized solutions because many solutions are more efficient centralized versus decentralized, says David Drake, founder and chairman of LDJ Capital. Furthermore, most initial coin offerings are centralized businesses using a decentralized solution. Ether and Bitcoin are decentralized solutions without companies running them. But all others are mainly decentralized solutions and centralized businesses. So IBM falls in the same category and certainly has a real business operations that is far more efficient than 90% of the current cryptocurrencies that don't have an operational revenue history like IBM. Just a few weeks ago, IBM announced a $5.5 million investment to build the first blockchain solutions center in Sao Paulo, Brazil, adding to IBM blockchain centers located in England, the US, Canada, Japan, and Germany. That's a market IDC says will grow more than 125% over the next 3 years. In addition, IBM is working on over 400 blockchain projects worldwide. And there's IBM lead in universal quantum computing. Last year, IBM began to work with its first clients such as JP Morgan Chase, Daimler AG, and Samsung to deploy its IBM Q, early access commercial quantum computing systems, to explore practical applications for business and science. Meanwhile, IBM is the leader in a number of other promising technologies like cloud, artificial intelligence, and internet security. And that makes IBM a better long-term investment than Bitcoin. Do you believe that, guys? Do you think that IBM is better than Bitcoin? I mean, IBM has been around for quite a long time. I mean, from computers to, geez, I don't even know some of the applications that they're putting out now. But I think it's fair to say that, Bitcoin will be around for a while still. I think IBM saying that it's going to put Bitcoin out of business or off the table, that's a little bit ludicrous at this moment in time. But as this article stated, as more and more cryptocurrencies become, a thing, it's just a way for Bitcoin to get dethroned, I guess. We're looking for the bigger, better Bitcoin. One that can scale properly, one that can host more transactions than Bitcoin can, one that can actually be used as a currency. All of these things have to go into that equation, guys, before it can actually knock the king off its throne. So, drop me a comment down in the comment section. Do you think that IBM's going to, knock Bitcoin down, or is it just something that the author's wishing for? Personally, I don't know. I think that IBM has the right idea, and if they make their own blockchain solutions, who knows what can happen in the future. But as of right now, I don't really see them taking IBM or taking Bitcoin down. Just my opinion. We're going to move on to our next article about Tron's founder, Justin Sun, getting a little mouthy with Vitalik Buterin of the Ethereum blockchain. Stay right there, guys. Tron founder Justin Sun hits out at Ethereum again. Tron founder Justin Sun has had a lot on his mind this week. Yesterday, Tron launched the beta version of its mainnet and announced a bug bounty program aimed at discovering potential technical vulnerabilities in the mainnet. Justin Sun tweeted, Tron's bug bounty program with the highest reward of $10 million USD. We take the security of Tron mainnet very seriously. If you have made an important discovery of potential bugs, please contact us and join the Tron bug bounty program. That is a serious program there, guys. 10 million US dollars is pretty significant. And with a potential $10 million offer, it's strikingly generous compared to similar schemes announced this week from EOS. And EOS CEO Daniel Larimer tweeted, help us find critical bugs in the EOS I.O. before our 1.0 release. $10,000 for every unique bug that can cause a crash, privilege escalation, or non-deterministic behavior in smart contracts. Offer subject to change, ID required, validity decided at the sole discretion of Block 1. Meaning, guys, that while, yeah, sure, 10K does sound great, you got to jump through some hoops to get it. And even with all this going on, Sun has found time to provoke the Ethereum community, tweeting this afternoon a set of reasons why hashtag Tron is better than hashtag Ethereum. On the list is Tron's lack of fees, what he describes as its popular sovereignty of token, compared to Ethereum's authoritarian rules, and a great capacity for scaling. Most surprising is that it's not the first time that Sun has posted at a list like this, and the last time didn't go so well. In April, he posted a very similar tweet, though he boasted of 10,000 transactions per second, now revised down to around 2,000. Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin replied with a suggestion of his own, alluding to the allegations that Tron had plagiarized much of its white paper, in the English language version at least. Buterin wrote, better white paper writing capability, Control plus C plus Control plus V has a much higher efficiency than keyboard typing new content. Meaning, guys, that basically Tron is just pretty much a copy and paste of Ethereum. Though some in the Tron community were energized by Sun taking the attack to Ethereum, many were surprised by the move, particularly given how it turned out the last time. There was actually a Reddit post stating reactions like, at least Ethereum didn't copy and paste the white paper incoming. To be honest, it isn't a real smart move from Justin, though. Just in case Buterin is not aware of Sun's latest unfavorable comparison, other Twitter users have been sure to @mention him in their replies. Over to you, Vitalik. So, what do you think, guys? Do you think it's just bull? I mean, these two platforms, and by these two platforms, I mean Tron versus Ethereum, they're not the same at all. Tron was actually built on the Ethereum platform, so there's that. Tron is not a platform to have other platforms built upon it. Tron is its own thing, trying to, recreate the internet, while Ethereum is just a platform built to help other platforms enter the blockchain and cryptocurrency. So, I don't understand the comparison between the two and why Justin Sun feels the need to keep putting Ethereum on blast like that. It just doesn't seem like a smart move, in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. Do you think Justin Sun should just keep his mouth shut and work on his own projects and let, Ethereum do what Ethereum does? In my opinion, that's what I think should happen. What do you guys think? Let me know. we're going to head on over to our Bitcoin technical analysis now, guys. Hang on. And here we are, guys, on the Bitcoin versus US dollar day scale using the Bitfinex exchange information. And guys, I kept up the volume indicator and our 3 exponential moving averages just because, you know, yesterday, after the video yesterday, I was watching Bitcoin. And this is the day scale, of course. And currently on the day scale, guys, we're making quite a nice bull flag. I'm going to zoom in here, turn auto back on so we can get a better look. Yeah, see this right here? I want to put in our trend line. We're going to draw it down like so. Just to make our flag for our bull flag. Or our flag pole, I should say. And I want to grab our drawing tool and pow, pow. There we go. So, technically speaking, guys, as I talked about yesterday, technically speaking, as this flag continues to finish itself, we should see an upward price projection. But, as I've stated many times before, and I will continue to state, Bitcoin rarely does anything that it's technically supposed to do. As you can see, actually, guys, today we are forming a red doji. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that candle to see what happens. If it stays this way, as I've stated before, dojis technically represent a reversal in trend. We saw it here with this doji. We had a little bit of a green and then a big drop. We saw it here as well. We had this doji here. We had a big bump and then a drop again. So this doji here also signified a continuation. Actually, this doji was a continuation as we continue to drop. So we can only guess at what Bitcoin will do from here, guys. In my opinion, I don't think we had a big enough pullback from this area right through here to really signify any sort of major move upward. I think this is just going to, you know, we may hit like 7,800 or so, but then it's right back down into the trenches for Bitcoin. That is my opinion. And my opinion should not be taken as financial advice, guys, because I am not a financial advisor. This is not to be taken as financial advice. This stuff here is for educational and entertainment purposes only. And with that in mind, let's get right on back into this. We're going to change over to the 4-hour scale now, guys, just to kind of zero in on what Bitcoin's doing on the day. I'm going to turn auto back on so we don't have quite as flat of a look. Now I'm going to turn it back off so I can move it around a little bit. And you can see here, guys, like this came at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, this huge dump. We were at 7,600. The price plummeted down to 7,300. Just more and more evidence of price manipulation. As we can see, like these Bart Simpson style, you know, trends happening. You know how we get the straight up, it moves to the right, then we have a straight drop. Moves to the right, straight up, moves to the right, drop. You see how these kind of resemble like a Bart Simpson head. So, you know, that's, I don't know what the technical term is for that. That's what I just call it, the Bart Simpson head. And, you know, a lot of people on TradingView, that's what they call it, is the Bart Simpson head. So I just go off of what they do. And, you know, I was talking about that bear or that bull flag yesterday, guys, and that bull flag failed us. We'll draw it out here like so. I'm going to take our lines that we had drawn on the other one like that. And there. See? Now we technically should have went up, but we had that big dump in price, guys, meaning that technically Bitcoin is manipulated constantly. For what purpose? I don't know. I don't know why people who hold Bitcoin don't want to see Bitcoin price rise. They don't want to be rich. I don't get it. It honestly, guys, it drives me absolutely insane trying to figure out, the price of this and what it's going to do on a daily basis. So much, in fact, that, I quit trading this coin entirely. This actually was the only coin that I would trade. Like my altcoins, I would just buy and hold. I don't do that anymore, guys. When I get into, altcoins, I don't even own Bitcoin, period. I buy Bitcoin just as a means to buy altcoins. And as soon as I find a platform or exchange that will let me on-ramp USD straight into altcoins, I'll never buy Bitcoin again, simply for the fact that, there's too many Chinese whales just dictating the price of it. So, that's just my rant. But, guys, we're going to just have to continue to wait and see what happens with Bitcoin. I know you guys are tired of hearing me say that, and I'm tired of saying it. But, the manipulation's got to come to an end at some point, guys. And we really, really, really need regulation. I don't know how much U.S. regulation is going to matter. I mean, it's going to matter to me since I'm a U.S. citizen and whatnot. But, to Europeans and Asians, what the SEC has to say probably doesn't carry a lot of water, or hold a lot of water, or carry a lot of weight. And, I can understand if, some sort of Japanese or European, regulatory service put a clamp down on, crypto in that country, that wouldn't stop me from buying and selling. So, I can see why the SEC, not having a big impact on crypto with at least within the United States. Or, I mean, the SEC will have a big impact on crypto within the United States, but outside the U.S., not so much, I don't believe. But again, guys, we're just going to have to wait and see what Bitcoin's doing here. We had a green flag, or a green candle. We tried to rally. We're currently in the process of making a red flag, or a red candle. I don't know why I keep calling them flags. A red candle. But yeah, I want to keep an eye on it all weekend, guys. And come Monday, I will give you the lowdown on how the weekend went. But that's going to do it for the video today, guys. If you're still with me after all this time, hit that subscribe button, as I try to post a video every single day, Monday through Friday. And if you learned a little bit of something today, hit that like button and share it with a friend. I'm sure your friends want to learn things too. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.